Hi everyone, welcome back to David at Go-To Hobbies. Right, continuing on. This will be part 5 of Sins of the Solar Empire. Right, let's begin. We'll load the previous game. A bit loud, isn't it? Quieten that down a little bit. I think be a good idea. Otherwise it will blow our eardrums out. Right, this is loading the last game I saved. And away we go. I think I might turn that down a wee bit more. Right, so what we achieved, quite a bit actually. We've got to tighten up and we're just about to give green a good kicking, as you can see. What you can do is just quieten him down a little bit more. Right, what you can do is put a left click and drag a box around your ships, and you can tell a group of ships to attack a particular target. So we'll right click on him, and that will get all your ships to attack him, but he'll probably jump out before we get a chance to get him actually, which he has. So we'll go back over here and start attacking these. That's the trade port. So the purpose of this is our Titan, as you can see. Big, bad, nasty Titan. And he has got some sufficient massive firepower. As you can see, there's lots and lots and lots of missiles. That sounds like it just got destroyed. By doing this, what you actually do is building up your Titan's experience. And the more you gain experience with your Titan, the tougher, the more offensive and defensive it is. And then I'll go after the next target. And that will probably be, let's bring that around. We can actually, what we'll do, we'll select this and we'll leave the planet to afterwards. What this does, what's the word I'm looking for? Takes away his resources. The more resources you take away from your enemy, the less money or credits that you will have to build on a ship or colonize, do the research and anything else in the process. One of the things you will find out by pursuing this strategy of slowly but surely taking his planets away from him will make you stronger and stronger, and it will deplete him to a point it will be easier for you to win the game. So he hasn't got a lot left on there. Oh me, excuse me. So if we bring this world, how do you rotate the world? Right click and hold the mouse button down and just drag the mouse up, does that, down does that, to the left does that, to the right does that. So you let go of the mouse, bring it up, scroll it to the position you want it, and then the middle wheel brings it in and out. So left click actually just basically clicks the stars, so you deselect everything. So if you left click on your planet that will tell what the planet is, and it'll tell you what's what you got, what you haven't got, and what we can build. I don't normally build the Gauss defense platforms in the early game. I might build them later in the game. And the other thing is, what we've got to remember, we have got a, what's the name on here? A starbase. Well, I think there might have been a star. Sorry, I've moved the orientation around, so it is there. That's my starbase. Good. Right. So if we go back on that starbase, click on it. That's because we clicked on a fighter squadron. Right. If we go back to the starbase, we've got sufficient resources to increase it. Right. Weapons, structural integrity, and hangars. So that is a good choice. So that will carry on building, and that's fully upgraded now. As you can see, I've only got one fleet supply. That's not going to buy a lot, is it? Not even a ship. Nothing. Right. You notice this has been highlighted. Why has it been highlighted? Because it's not there and it's flashing. So what's happening here? It might be another one actually. That might mean it's finished researching, which I think is more likely. So really want to concentrate on building up the resources. We haven't got this one yet, and that is rapid development. Build rate increased by 25%, cost decreased by 8. We'll go for that, and then we'll concentrate on this when we get enough income. But we'll also increase on pillage war chest. So when we take over a planet, we take all their credits, which is perfect for us because that increases our income. In my excuse me, my last video, in the comments where it says about after the head of the name of the video, you make some comments, and I gave a good structure to what you need to do in the game. By doing that, if you follow my steps, you will win this game or win games by doing what I suggest. The harder you have your component, the less time you will have to develop, because you'll be fighting a very defensive battle, and it's a case of how quick you can gain resources to how quick you can actually overcome your enemy. So efficient generators, if you look at this, it will increase, whoops, put it back over there, it will actually increase the Titans improved, capital ships improved, tells you which ships are improved, structures improved. So it might just be one upgrade, but it will be quite significant. And the other thing you really want to do is top this up. In other words, maximize everything you can as soon as you can, because the bigger, the badder your fleet is, the more chance you got to win. So, what is the secret in Sins of the Solar Empire? The number one secret in this game is building your resources. 2, doing your research. 3, building your ships. Why is the ships last? Well, you won't be able to build the ships unless you've got sufficient resources. And okay, you got the resources coming in, but you need to concentrate on the research, because your ships will get splattered if they come into contact with the enemy. And because you haven't done the research you haven't upgraded them, and you haven't kept taking small little bites of planets. In other words, keep colonizing these planets. Right, let's go back to the game. And because that star base has been built and is upgrading, that won't last very long at all. Not with all my fighters and bombers in there. That will disappear very rapidly. Because fighters and bombers are very quick at accelerating and getting from one point of the planet to the other. So we need to increase our supply. But as I said, the more you build the supply, the more it gets taxed. And the more tax or upkeep you use, the slower your expansion of the game will go, because you're using more resources to increase your fleet size. So how do you mitigate this? Easy. You start building more, or sorry, start taking over more planets. That's the secret way to get around this. So we can go from 28% to 38%. That will give us from 550 to 820, which is valuable. We really do need that. And then we need to concentrate on increasing our officers. And then once we've done that one, we're maxed out on the officers, and that's all the capital ships we can get. So that would be 16 capital ships minus 2, so that would be 14 capital ships because, no, sorry, beg your pardon. Yeah, 14 capital ships because one Titan takes 2 officer slots. So if there's 16 officer slots, then take 2 away from that, leaves us 14. Yep, my calculations are correct. Yeah, that's 14 ships. Okie dokie. If I'm wrong, please tell me. Right, we could do with stones and crystals. We've got loads of metal. Sometimes in this game, you'll virtually have no metal, and because you haven't built up your you're mining. And if you don't do what I suggest in the start of the game, you will have a very limited chance to win. I'm sorry, but you will basically have little chance to win at all. If you follow my advice, you will win this game. As you can see now, I'm just increasing my research on my structure. Okay. So where is he attacking me? I expect him to send I expect him to send. Oh look, he sent his flagships there. So he's gonna lose that. So that means you killed one of the opponents. So he's got. You can see all those missiles. They are from my time. And the more I'm tempted to go after him, actually, he's going to try and jump. And I'll show you how to stop them jumping out. I'm not too worried about him, to be honest with you. We can kill him at any point where we want to, really. Right. Okay. What we got here? Ideally, what we need to do is build a couple more of these. We could do with building at least 10 of these. As always, we run out of money. And now we've got to think about um, building up a reserve fleet big enough to take on if he comes in with a load of ships. So we've got to start thinking about our reserve fleet. The Kodak heavy cruisers is a fantastic way of defending and attacking. The Javelin long range missile frigates, they are amazing. They are really good. If you have enough of them, right, it will work. It is a numbers game. So you need to have at least 12 of these, 12 Cobalt, 12 heavy cruisers, and at least 4 the robotic cruisers. That will allow you to repair your fleet ships. So what we're going to do here is increase our fleet, and then once we've got that planet. So what we're going to do, we're going to send our colony ship to there, so that will stop them attacking from that way to there, because what we'll do, because that's a center point, if you can see that, there's the sun, this solar system, and these are all the planets around it. Well, what we need to do is basically put a star base here, because that is the route out from there. And once we've got that colonized, that'll be a good defensive tactic for us. And then what we'll do is probably put another star base on there, and possibly another star base on there if we can. The reason why I'm saying that is to give us some sort of word is defense. The other thing I was going to say to you is these star bases, they only use 10 supply. A battleship will take 50 supply and one crew, one officer supply. Right, do you see that? He come across there to attack me. So if we click on there and we go back to that planet, we've got 4 hangars there. And let's have a little scroll, see what he's going to do. See, all my fighters and bombers are coming over to him. He's going to get knocked out pretty quickly. Oh, he's jumped out right into the Titan. Did you hear that? That is why I got that PSI DAR. In other words, it's an early warning. That's what it's telling me. So it's coming in for here. Yeah, you can see hostile forces coming in. And these here, we're going to send over there because we want to start expanding a bit more. You really want to defend your Titan with other battle cruisers and dreadnoughts because it's a very valuable asset. You don't want to lose it. If you look at it, his experience points on, sorry, his experience points at the moment is 80 out of 500. So this is a good place for him to stay to build up his experience, because what the enemy's doing is sending all 3 factions, or the AI is sending all 3 factions into here. So this will allow them to build up the experience. So this is a good place to leave your Titan. There's enough defense in here not to worry about that. I wouldn't put a star base in here now, considering what I've just said. And now it's been colonized, we need to do that, and then we can start building up and increasing our income again. But we've got to wait until the funds come in There we go. And we really need to start pushing the the metal production, the crystal production, and then start increasing the trade and the refinery. And then once we've done that, we start on the broadcast center to expand our territory. And I'll explain to you what happens a little bit further on. And then when I say explain, because what will happen is basically you'll see the lines start coming along these routes, and they will start changing colour from just grey to green because my influence becomes wider. When I say wider, I get more influence over these planets or this planet because my what's the word I'm looking for? My influence of my planet is coming through the rest of the galaxy. That way, once I've got more influence over his planet, if he loses it by either the influence becomes so great that we become a controlling factor and his allegiance of that planet starts being eaten away, then it will change sides basically because what will happen is, not exactly change sides. What tends to happen is he will lose that planet because the allegiance fallen below a certain percentage, and then what we can do is colonize it, and it will become ours because the people on that planet are not supporting that faction. Right, what's he got here? Not much really. 4 of those, 5 fighters, 2 of those, and 1 of those. That won't take very long to knock out. And that will increase the experience of my battleships and my flagship to make them stronger. And we'll increase that as well. Right, yeah, for a second. Which is good. If you noticed, because I've been building up, doing the research, none of my ships are really losing a lot of in experience. Sorry, in like shields and hull, is because your ships are becoming stronger. And if you hear doggies barking, I'm afraid that's my dogs. Right. You know what I was saying about experience? This is, you get a little plus at the side, just above the ship. You click on it, and it comes over here, and this little one, you click on there, and you can select which one you want to upgrade. This is flak, this is shield. I'll go for the flak because it's, if you get fighters, then it will take them out. I've got another one to upgrade as well, and I'll do the flak again. That's all there. And by carrying on doing this, eventually your Titan will gain experience as well, and then you'll get it. Sorry about this. Sausage. No. Hey, no. Sorry about my doggy barking. It's a family house, and we've got some pets. So allow me just to let the dog out the room. Oh, where were we? One starts, they all start. Right, so as I was saying, click on here again, and now we can start building some of these up a little bit. We'll have fighters. Right, click on that. Anything we could do there? No, happy with that. Right, how's our reserve fleet coming? Right, if you notice that we've got a Real Oz heavy constructor, that's my next star base, so I'm going to click on that. Well, how do you click on that? Right, you just left click on there once, that will bring all your like military ships up, and then you click again, that will just highlight the one in white, which is the heavy constructor now. So what we're going to do, we will bring him to here. Right, see these green lines coming out? This is what I was talking about. Click on here, now click on here, and wrong one, whoops, my mouse is very sensitive. This is your broadcast center, and what it's doing is it's spreading your influence, and as you can see, your influence is expanding, and the more it expands, the stronger your alliance to your planet becomes. So if you look at that allegiance, rather, if let's get that mouse back on there, if you look at allegiance, it's a Pharos planet, and the allegiance at the moment is 71%. And as that influence comes across to that planet, it will start increasing. So in other words, when it does that, your allegiance becomes stronger. It's easier to keep hold of your planets. But later in the game, I will show you what I'm talking about, and that is, I'll find it. It's going to be in defense, I think. Where's it gone? Trying to find it. Here we go. This one here. The Nobeloth prototype. This fires like a huge missile against your enemy's planets, and that can be quite devastating because it basically will wipe out the whole planet or population in one shot. How do you mitigate this? You build planetary shields. Go to defense, planet shields. So I need to research this. Click on that, then click on that. Upgrades your planetary shields, and that's something else you will have to start building, because you will start seeing missiles being shot from somewhere around to your planet, and if you haven't built these planetary shields, you'll see your planet being knocked out, and then you have to recolonize it. And this is the only way to stop him from rapidly destroying your planets that you've taken over. It's a good way of basically knocking out your enemy, me being their enemy. And so on. Right, as you saw, we took over this planet and knocked it out. Now what we need to do is get our colony ship out on there to there. Check on this planet, make sure there's anything else we can do. One thing, as I said to you earlier, if you don't keep an eye on everything, basically what will happen is either you will forget to upgrade it, you'll forget to build it, which, to be honest with you, we've all done. And what I like about this game is you can build a planetary shield. We'll have that on that. We'll have two of those actually. That way, it stops him knocking out this planet. And then we'll have one of those. So that's on my home planet. And we'll do that again. And I want to do another planetary shield on my home planet. Because what's on my home planet is my shipbuilding yards. I've got my frigate yard and my capital ship, and I think that's got my Titan there. No, it's not. This other one's got a Titan somewhere. I think my Titan is. I think it might be that one or that one. I think it's that one actually. Yeah, got my Titan building base there. So if my Titan gets destroyed, you can rebuild a new one. So that cost you. See them all coming out of there? Right. Now, as I was saying about him sending a load of ships. So what we do is click on these and send them to there. Now remember me saying to you about him sending loads of ships. This is what he's doing. Let's get that colony ship out of the way before we end up losing it. Take it back to there. What's our credit status? So we could really do with building a few more of, oops, these. One more for luck. That's 500, so we're going to be a little way off yet, so we'll leave that. Let them build. Which he hasn't sent, see what I mean? He hasn't sent too much. He hasn't sent a massive amount. He's 8 bombers and 8 fighters. And to be honest with you, we could probably cope with that. But it won't hurt to send my reserve fleet into there. And what you want to do is actually create a fleet of them. Right. We click back over here. This is that fleet on that planet there. Right. I'm not too worried about these. It might look a lot, but it's not. As long as we keep an eye on our flagship, which is shields of 50%, and military, we could do with really increasing our hull points, strengthening our hull. Our shields are almost up to the maximum, so it wouldn't hurt to increase our firepower as well by research. So we've got our shields being developed to protect our planets and civilian. I tend to build what's necessary, and we've got to concentrate on here as well in a bit. Early part of the, see our, this ship here, click on it, go over here, turn to stick with fighters, and then we can increase our ship, build our shields on the ship, which will help it survive even better. As I said, what you need to do is make sure you don't lose your capital ships. If you lose your capital ships, then you've got to start from scratch again, and they've got no experience. And you need to gain experience. This is one of the secret things in this game. You need to get your capital ships gain experience. That makes them bigger and stronger. Not in physical size, but bigger to or rather I should say harder to defeat. So we've got 2 Mars Dreadnoughts, a Cole battleship there, and the Dreadnought all at 100%. Happy with that. So we've got no real worries there. And we've got a couple fighters in there as well. We need to increase the planetary shield by doing that. And then do another one. So making sure we don't get that planet lost. Because I think we've only got 1 colony ship. In a bit I'll show you what the other type of dreadnoughts are and battleships. See all these coming here? That's because those reserve fleets being populated on this planet with the rest of the ships, which is over here. So I've got a lot more ships over here, as you can see. Right. It's going good. Right. If you look at that, that's a good force. And there you've got 6 Javelin, 8 heavy cruisers, 11 light frigates, 2 fighter squadrons, 1 flagship, and 6 battleships, sorry. Right. We built those other Cadillac cruisers and we're still putting back over there. What I'm going to do is create a new fleet. I've amalgamated that reserve fleet with that other battleship group and flagship, so they all become just one fleet. That makes it stronger to kill and is more survivable because they all work together. As you can see here, you can see my expansion of my influence throughout the galaxy, which is good. We are starting to become, well, I say starting to become, we're starting to become a force to be reckoned with. In other words, we won't get defeated that easy now. We've got more chance of actually surviving if he starts attacking us. But we still got to be mindful we haven't got a huge amount of fleet and we still got a very limited amount of income coming in. And when I say limited, it's we are using up what we get very quickly. So we need this to be going up very much quicker than what we got. And the way we do that, we start colonizing more planets. The more planets we got on our side, the quicker we'll get more income in respect of metal and crystal. And when I said earlier, sorry about that. When I said about that sausage, no. Hey, sausage, no. When I said about that earlier, sorry about my doggies. And where was I? Let me just remember what I was saying. Where was I saying? Forgot. Oh dear, never mind. It's part when you have fun. Right, where was I? See, if you can see this green line, it's touching this planet. So if there's an enemy faction here, what will happen? His population allegiance to his side will deteriorate because your faction influencing his planet. So that could basically undermine his authority on that planet. So what that will do is allow you to become more influential in the universe or the galaxies, and then what will happen is you've got better chances of overtaking that planet. As you can see, it's starting to creep up. How do you defeat this? What you need to do, you need to build Let me find them. You need to build more broadcast centres, and you need to go back to your research and click on, let me just see, improves your culture spread rate, and you want to basically maximize that out so you've got more influence throughout the galaxy. And if you've got more influence, that will push his influence back. If you notice, there's none green this side. If you go in and just go out a little bit, if you go there, you can see his green is actually creeping in. That our allegiance is 79%, and as soon as that his green hits ours, that will start knocking that back. So that's why I've built that, and I need to build, excuse me, some more of these throughout my planets to counteract his. Yes, I know, I'm working on it. His culture spread. So that I've built another 3. So hopefully that will work in my favour. I think what I'm tempted to do is do that again. So it will, there it goes. Here it goes. You see what I'm saying? Is my culture now, because I've built those broadcast centres and I've upgraded what I showed you. Where was it? Down here. It's made a major influence on his culture spread. So, which is good. It's pushed him well back. It's a bit slow there, but it's working. So that will push back there, and then it will push up there and diminish that. So I'm well happy with that. That's achieved that quite quickly actually. Right, we are just about what I call break even. You know, I mentioned running before you can walk, and I think we're at that point where we can start thinking about running. So we could still do with increasing our revenue. And when I say increasing our revenue, and that is basically start taking over more planets, increasing our influence within the galaxy. So it's waiting for the funds to come up, and then we can start developing it more. And we need to build this up. This is our trade port, this is our refinery. This increases our revenue coming in by trade and mining, or sorry, refining the resources that we mine. So you can have more than these on one planet, but I only tend to have one, which is probably sufficient really. That's 1500. We're a little, oh, excuse me, hiccups. So looking at our research, Savage Thrill. Yeah, go for that. All this research works in our favour. Right. Fail-safe jumping makes us be able to I'll tell you what will be very good to get, a phase jump inhibitor, and I'll show you what they are. When I find it, I think it's going to be in here actually. Where are they? Phase jump inhibitor. These little things. Once the enemy is in your territory, it makes them very difficult, or sorry, it makes it difficult then for jumping out. So you've got more chance of actually killing them, when you've got one or two of these in your territory, your um, around your planet, and I will start putting those to prevent him from running away from me, so I've got more chance of actually killing these ships. And then by doing that, by killing these ships, he will have to spend more resources in building more ships. Well, those new ships won't have the they won't have any experience, and then you've got more chance of winning. It's as you can see by my walkthrough of what I'm doing, it's increasing the chances of actually winning the game. I know it's on set on easy, but this sort of tactics works with all the games in Sins of the Solar Empire. If you notice this here, right, it's a new starbase that I can build, and is here. And I think I will build it actually here, which will be there. And another thing about star bases, you can upgrade them, and you can, because you can put in, let me show you, it's called auxiliary government. It stops your planet from being overthrown. So we'll do that, we'll research that, and I will show you how it's implemented. And now we've got sufficient money coming in, or credits rather. Another good place to place your Titan, as long as you've got sufficient support with him, is the star. They tend to congregate here and then come out this way. As you can see, as I was saying a little while ago, this influence here, this green line is pushed there, and that one's pushing there, so they're meeting in the middle. And I need to get rid of his influence here. We're doing very well at the moment. I'm very pleased. It's coming along nicely. Just need to increase our um, foothold over the planets. By doing that, we will actually be able to win the game easier. Alright, we will send these to there. Click on that and see what start building up our fighters so we can defend this planet if he comes across. See, he's got a habit of sending lots of fighters, so I've got a habit of building up a strong fighter base to try and counteract his offensive tactics. Right, if we look closely, we can see what he's got here. As I say, sorry about the dog barking in the background if you can hear him. Right, these are a metal extractor. This with a crystal there is a crystal extractor. Gain metal. This is his Imperial lab, similar to ours. This is his weapons lab, so there's two different types, and obviously this is his planet. This little fella here is a fabricator. This what makes or builds the structures. In other words, they build the metal extractor plant, and same with the crystal and other bits and pieces round. If you're going to attack a planet, if you knock these out, then he won't be able to rebuild these structures. It's just another little tip to give you. So, where are we in game terms? We are sort of, I'd say, halfway through mid game now. We've still got to build up a sizable income. I mean, we're at 22,000 there, 4,000 there, but we still got the way we, as I said, we get this is we've got to take over more planets. Get this up, we've got to take over more planets. I've had over 100,000 credits in here and here and here by doing the tactics I'm showing you. And you might think it's a lot. Yeah, it is a lot, but you can do it if you follow my tactics. And this is the way I win the game. Hence why I spent over 480 hours playing this game. I suppose you could say it's walking the walk and talking the talk. Coined the phrase. So in other words, I know what I'm talking about. I'm not talking that I don't know what I'm doing. Ah, ha, ha. He's saying, you know, I said that novel account I showed you earlier. Let me just show you again. Military. This here. He's got his own version. He basically he's built one, right? And he's sent it to this planet. And it's knocked my colony out almost, and it's destroyed my influence. Eventually it will come back. So the way you get around this, what we'll do is we'll build, I've got it, a colony ship, and we'll station the colony ship about here, but we've got one here. We'll put him back there, and that'll recolonize this planet. So, but I dare say that planet has no shields. No, it hasn't got no shields. So the way we counteract that is we can't do anything because we are up to our limit of what's name. But how do we gain more tactical slots and logistic slots? There is a way. I'll allow me to show you. If you research civilian, I think it's in here somewhere. It will increase your civilian slots. I think it might be up here actually. I know, there we go. Logistic capacity costs are reduced. Additional logistic capacity. So that means by researching that, it will increase our logistic capacity, meaning to say you can build more. Excuse me. Right. Remember I said to you about that, this one here. We have got full strength of fighters and bombers now. Remember I said you could have 7 of each. So I've chose 8 fighters and 6 bombers, which is I said 50-50, but depending how the enemy's playing, I might go 60-40, which I intend to do at the moment. So you saw me move that colony ship to there. It's recolonised that ship. So now, if I can, I did have a quick look, but I can't build any more, which is a shame, really. As you can see, our income is starting to come up now. That's because we are basically getting to a point, all our effort, and plus we are decreasing his influence. What I'm going to do is do this, put him there, and I'll bring this one to there, and I'll bring this one, this lot of fighters and everything else to there. but I still think I need to increase my research. So we need to start thinking about how this game's going and what we can do to influence it. All this here gives you a better chance of winning. And by doing the research, just keep researching, gives you better chances and doggies again, and makes it harder for the enemy to win and easier for you to win the game. And as you get more experience, you will choose different maps with more planets and more like galaxies. So you can have, say, 10 galaxies and maybe 170 planets. It can get quite what's the word, complicated, which is a lovely thing about this game, because you can either do it like a small map, medium map, or large map. This is a medium map, which is not too small, not too big. But if you notice this green line, his allegiance, this is his capital. And if we can take over this and find his capital ship, we will destroy this faction. So that his planet will be taken down in due course. So we just got to leave our what's names to do their business. If you notice, he sent a ship over there, and because we've got fighters and bombers, they will take him out. And we'll put a planetary shield there. That means they're building a Titan. So we've used all our credits up on the metal. We'll send a few more ships back into it. Well, look, see what I'm saying? He's got a battleship. And to be honest with you, not a lot else there. He can see he's going to lose that. He ain't going to stay there very long. As you can see, the numbers are going down quite rapidly. This is what happens when you gain experience and you're doing your research. Yeah? Right. What else we can do there? That's the only one really we can do anything. Right. We won't worry about him. That will get taken out, as you can see. Right. It takes, by doing what I'm doing, it takes less pressure for you to try and figure a way to win. By knowing how to win, the game becomes more enjoyable. And if you follow my pattern or my theories or my advice, you will win the game every time. Not saying it's going to get boring in the slightest, because each game is totally different. If you notice over here, the little plus, as I said, and the plus there, this ship has gained another level in experience. So we'll click on there. If you look across where it says experience points, 588 out of 900, and it's still going up. So we'll click on that. We've already got experience in these two, but we want to make sure our ship's going to survive a bit better. So we click on the shield icon. So we've got two of the flak, and we're going to go into the shield again. This one over here, and we'll go to another fighter, and we'll go back So another experience, and again, shields. So the coal battleship, I normally go for, yep, you can see that little mode one across, purple one moving across the screen. That's what he's talking about. So if you follow my advice, building the gas railgun first, then the flat cannon, and then the shields, because you want something to kill them first, have enough firepower to kill them, and that's the way it works. Right, we need to think about upgrading our hull plating. That's that done, and start thinking about these bits and pieces. But we've used all our money up, all credit, or metal, I should say. It soon disappears. It doesn't take long to disappear. But on the other side of the coin, you are, see that one there coming across there? If we click on that planet, look at how many, we got 4 fighters, we've got 4, we've got 5 fighters and 3 bombers. That is quite, might cause a problem. So what I'm tempted to do is bring bring these here to there to wipe those out, and then what I'm tempted to do is actually build another star base and put one there. As I was saying about star bases, they do gobble up the metal and crystals. If you noticed my metal, you can use this if you want to. It's like you know, what you've got available. So we're doing pretty well actually. So what have we learned in this? Research, gradually expand, doing lots of research. As you can see, he's decided to have a pop at me here, but because I've sent my Titan into there and my other ships, we should be all right. He's sent a medium force into there. When you see all that purple go all the way around, you think to yourself, it might be time to get out of there. So yeah, just bear that in mind. If he sends a load in there that completely fills this bar up, and you've only got like, you know, 3 or 4 battleships and dreadnoughts, get out there, because he'd just wipe you out in no time whatsoever. It's better to walk away and survive than actually get obliterated and lose all those experienced capital ships. So bear that in mind. Yeah, don't want to get obliterated. There's a blinking starbase there. Right. Doesn't take long for the credit to come back up. If you've seen that, the time I've been talking to you, it's soon mounted up. Right. In the next one, we'll see what happens here. And just a little point, his capital won't be long before it'll be no more. Okay, he's having a pop there. And we need to build some defense. Right, let's make sure he's not going to stay there basically. 700, there we go. So what's he got? He's got one ship. We could send that back, but I probably won't. Right, we're going to wrap this session up, and what we'll do in the next video, we'll show you what happens to take all these out, because I've got a feeling it's doable now. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 planets to take out, and we would have won. Right, so I'm going to say thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video on how to win at Sims of the Solar Empire. Let's just turn him down a little bit, or off actually. And if you enjoyed it, please give us a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of these, by actually clicking on the thumb up button, it allows these videos to be put out to other people like yourself that's enjoying the game. Not only that, if you subscribe, you'll hear more games being more walkthroughs and more tutorials and stuff like that, different games, and that allow you to allow you to become a better gamer. This can be for people that are new to gaming. This can be for people that are experienced gamers, but they want to perhaps hone the tactics and learn something different. If you've gained something out of this, thank you. You've benefited, which I hope you do. There's obviously more gamers more experienced than me that might use different tactics, which is great. And if you want to share those with me, please do leave them in the comments below. So, thanks for watching, and if you want to subscribe to the channel, please do so. Hit the little bell icon, then click all, and then you'll be notified of all the lovely videos I'm making. So until the next one, which will be following very shortly, thanks for watching, always much appreciated. So take care, and we'll see you in the next one. Now you'll see me ending this, and you'll see what the bar graph is like of how well I'm doing. And then we go to quit game, and then you'll see this is the bar graph where I'm winning. That's the red. Obviously the green's taking a downturn, purple's taking a downturn, but the red's starting to come up in level. So it just goes to show you my tactics are actually paying off, and basically the proof is in the pudding, as the old saying goes. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and hope you learned something, and we'll see you in the next video. So bye bye for now.